In an armored muscle first, I'm going to be covering a Steel Mace Flow tutorial from someone else. Now I have dubbed this one the Samurai Flow by Karina from Martial Fit. Now, as you can see, it's quite flowy, and she is a Wing Chun practitioner, and most of her flows are that sort of more traditional martial art style. So if you like that kind of idea of Steel Mace flows coming from that more oriental traditional martial arts, go check her out. She's got loads more like this, but she has given me permission to do my own take on a tutorial of what I have dubbed the Samurai Flow. Like most flows, this one begins with a 360. However, from all the work that you've seen me do, I always teach the initial 360 to go in the direction that the lead finger can point. However, to initiate this flow, you actually have to go backwards. So I'm going to call it a reverse 360 because instead of tilting the mace head towards the finger you can point, you're actually going to start the mace head tilting the other way. And that's quite important for the follow-up exercise. So it begins with, at least standing, this is probably the only time you'll stand fully. After that, you're always in some sort of squat or lunge position. You are going to do a reverse 360. Once back down to your rack position, you need to lift your lead elbow high while still gripping the mace. Well, you don't have to, but it's going to make the impact softer. Lift the elbow high. As the mace continues its rotation, you place the handle and rest onto your upper arm just above your elbow. As you do so, you're going to take a lunge towards your opposite side, let the mace tilt down, so we're resting the mace across the elbow and pointing in the same direction as the straight leg. Right. Let's just practice that for now. We 360 reverse, the opposite way to how I normally teach it. Lift the elbow high, place the mace onto the arm, lateral lunge away, dip the mace head down. Right, let's just switch hands and try that the other way as well. So remember, 360ing reverse, elbow high, place on the arm, and reverse into that lunge. Once we have done our 360 on the elbow, we need to flick the mace up off the elbow. So that involves lifting up sharply. Once we do, we lift the mace up sharply, grip in a downward thumb grip, and let the tail flick up as well. As you do, you're going to shift and transition your weight onto the other leg. At the same time, we perform a mill. Now, because of the slightly less weight than you're used to for a traditional mill, you're going to have to go through and actually punch the arm up a little bit more and relax the hand so you get that full stretch through the lats and the armpits. It seems complicated, but once you get into the rhythm of it, it'll feel okay. Let's go from the top. Reverse 360, elbow high, rest on the elbow, lateral lunge away from the mace head. Flick the elbow up, opposite hand, so the one at the bottom, grips in a downward thumb, we shift the hips over and then go into a mill. Right, let's try that again on the other side. So we're going the other way this time. We 360, elbow high, lateral lunge, dip that mace down, then flick the elbow up, downward thumb grip, let the tail rise in its momentum in its circle, dip behind and mill. Following on from the mill, we then go into probably the next most important part and something that you wouldn't initially pick up just on camera, and that's to involve the torso twist and the torso tension. So let's find a way back to the mill position. So we 360 reverse, lunge away on the elbow, flick up, downward thumb grip, and mill. Now, here comes the important bit. We let the mace drop down, and then use your torso to powerfully twist around. As you do, let your arm follow behind you and the mace will twist. What it's going to be tempting to do here is use your hand to come around, but the mace won't be pointing the right direction. You have to actively let your arm go limp-ish, and if I go sideways for you, you'll see it a bit better. As my torso twists, the head of the mace is going to rotate, but the center of balance is below my hand. So as the head goes one way, the tail goes the other, and that will bring the mace head around for us. So we twist the torso sharply, and the tail will be out. We can use that momentum to flick back up. Now, I'm tall-ish, but I do have a long mace. I believe Karina in her demonstration videos has a slightly shorter mace. So if you do find yourself hitting the floor, you can take a slightly higher choke, but it is important to have your grip above the center of rotation on your mace. A lighter mace, your center of rotation will be slightly lower, so you've got a bit more room to work with. A heavier mace, your center of rotation gets higher towards the head, you've got less room to work with. So you have got a little bit of leeway in how high you choke the mace in order to avoid hitting the floor. Likewise, if you're particularly flexible and take a very deep lunge, you're not going to have a whole lot of room, so you're going to have to lift the elbow higher in order to do this. So that's quite important, the torso flick. Let's get all the way around through the torso flick, and then we'll get on to the next stage. So taking your stand, we reverse 360, lateral lunge away, dip the mace head down, flick the elbow up, bottom hand off to catching down with thumb grip, mill, reach behind, we torso twist, and that'll flick the mace up nice and powerfully. Once the mace is flicked up, we go into a second mill. Simple enough. Then we're going to perform a curtsy, so you're going to launch off your loaded leg, which is currently your opposite leg, to go into a curtsy. As you curtsy, you're going to coin toss the mace away to be a bit more vertical. So we've done our mill, and we go into the curtsy. We coin toss up and let the mace swoop in front of the shin, staying in the curtsy stance. As the mace swoops, we let the handle slide slightly out of our grip, so we come back to a full choke, ready for another reverse 360. Now we can start getting into the style points. This is where the flow continues from this point. So once we're in the curtsy, we can do our reverse 360. We want to stand up into figure 4 and then lower down into the lunge with that dip of the mace. So that's a slight difference. When you first start the flow, you can do it from standing. However, when you change to the next side, you won't return to a standing position. You go from the curtsy, do your reverse 360, come up and then back down to then perform the rest of the flow. Right, let's go through that from the top. We'll go through it slowly and then we'll go through it a little bit faster. Taking your normal standing position, the only one you'll be doing in this flow. Rack stance, so hands at belly button. We reverse 360, so opposite to the way I normally teach. Reverse 360, rest onto the elbow as we lateral lunge to one side. Flick the mace up, shift the hips, inward thumb grip, and perform your mill. Let the tail drop down, twist the torso violently would be one answer. Allow the mace tail to flick up into our second mill. Curtsy and coin toss. Stay in the curtsy, front pass or swoop the mace in front of the body and allow the momentum to slide so that you can take a full grip. And then we can keep going in this rhythm. You find the mace is a very circular Eastern style flow. And we keep going, keep the knees low, and eventually you'll find this will burn the legs after a while. I would suggest try and get this flow consistently done for 3 to about 6 minutes if you're a bit more advanced. Have fun with that. Check out Karina's page, and don't forget to like, subscribe, drop a thumbs up, helps the channel, lets me know you want more of this flow style content.